What's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Busby.
And it's JKD.
And from the time you hear the voices, you know it's only up from here.
Yes, sir.
It's almost up from here podcast. Coming this January 2024. I know we've been out for what? Majority of the year.
The whole year.
We don't have any excuse. It just kind of is what it is. Right. So, but we are actively behind the scenes trying to get this thing organized for a fresh launch, a new start, and what's going to be the beginning of a very, very amazing podcast.
Absolutely.
But before we get there, I think it's an understatement to say a lot has happened since.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot has happened since we have last been on these microphones. So to start, how you been?
I've been good, man. Just, been working and getting things prepared. I don't know if most people know, but I'm going to be welcoming a third child soon.
Oh, we got the exclusive. Hold on. What's happening? Baby number 3?
Baby number 3.
Same.
Yes.
No, I'm playing. Big up.
Yeah, same baby mother.
We know JKD a good one. Big up JKD and Tasha.
Yeah.
Baby number 3.
Baby number 3.
Now, the question we all have, because we knew that was coming. We all knew. But the question that we have is, do you know the gender yet?
No, we don't know the gender yet. We actually find out next week.
Because JKD has had 2 girls so far.
Yes.
2 baby girls, 2 beautiful baby girls.
Right.
But the third one, I'm sure you want a bit of diversity in that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if it happens, if I get a boy, I'll be happy. If I get a girl, I'll be happy either way. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you know JKD was doing dirt. JKD was definitely doing dirt. If you get 3 girls, anybody with all girls, like 1 or 2, you get a blind because those are the.
But I have a theory why I will get all girls though, because I grew up with all boys. I have 3 brothers, so that's why I might get all girls.
Okay.
And I wasn't dirt.
AKA.
Okay? I wasn't dirt.
AKA before Natasha. No. Congrats, man. Baby number 3.
Respect, man.
You looking forward to it?
Yes, sir. I am.
And how have the 2 been? I know Morgan's
the 2 been good.
Yeah.
Lauren,
she's a lot bigger now.
Yeah, Morgan's a lot bigger. She's still in daycare. My oldest, Lauren, she's in JK now, and she loves it. She's in a new school too, so she loves it. She loves her teachers, her new friends. So
yeah,
they're keeping me busy, but they're good. They're good, man. Yeah, man.
How's that French going? She was in French immersion or
no? She.
Well, how does that? I don't even.
No. She was
anything to deal with French. I don't know.
She's learning French. She's learning French, but she's not in French immersion. But yeah, the French is going good.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Tasha's dealing with that, not me.
Yeah,
I can't understand French.
I scrape by. I literally
me too.
Scrape by with 51% and never look back.
Me too.
Now I'm getting booked all in Montreal. I could barely navigate. Luckily, I have friends out there, but Jesus.
Say the only thing you order is the poutine.
That's poutine. Okay, poutine. Now, so yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, man.
What about I guess your events and stuff? You know you've had a lot of big events since.
Yeah. Well, I had BIMFest this past September?
Yeah.
And then we did the No Name just before Thanksgiving or was it after Thanksgiving? Can't remember. But anyways, that one was to me probably the most thoughtful and event that I've done. Just because we were able to come together and donate to the less fortunate. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
That was a cool event. I enjoyed it.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
And then you spoke about BIMFest? Or?
Yeah, well, BIMFest, that was September. We brought down a DJ by the name of DJ Warlock, and then we had an artist by the name of Mikey Mercer. BIMFest, as always, has been, this year, to me, last year was way better, but this year did have a lot of newer people, which I appreciated. And it was in a new territory, like we did it in the West this time.
Yeah.
So I got to see a lot of new faces, and the vibes were still good. Music was still on point. A lot of little things that could be fixed for next time, but other than that, it's good.
Okay, dope.
Yeah.
And I figure with this episode, what we could do is just kind of take a trip down memory lane.
For sure.
Because we haven't been here more or less all year.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to catch you guys up because a lot of things have happened since. And you kind of get to know where we've been for the year and then where we're going moving forward. You know what I mean? So we got the Bimfest and the No Name,
Yeah.
Baby number 3 on the
Baby
way.
number 3,
All
yeah.
amazing things.
Yeah.
On my side, bro, just keeping up with events.
Okay.
The hat I'm wearing right now, as you guys can see on the YouTube, is from Soca Heads.
Right.
So that was what kicked off. No, Soca Sleepover was before that.
Yes.
But I released Soca Heads first
Yeah.
as, you know, the initial launch of the first event because it was something new.
Right.
Sold out. The whole boat.
Yeah.
And that's something, I've done that before, but the boat was like maybe half the capacity
Yeah.
that I sold this time. Completely sold out. And people begging for tickets.
Right.
So that shows you we have something there with that whole dynamic. And with Soca Heads, the brand is more of like you come in your island colors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So wherever you or your family are from, come representing that. I
Right.
want to see the vibrant, bright island colors
Right.
being worn, not just with flags and whatnot.
Right.
But we have those too.
Right.
Flags were on sale.
Yeah.
Soca Heads merch, like the hat I'm wearing and some other items. We had the air fresheners.
Yeah.
That was one random day. I was just on Instagram and I saw an ad for custom air fresheners.
Right.
And it was just that like ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, that moment.
Something different, man.
Yeah.
You know? And people need that stuff in you know?
Yeah.
Like that's something that somebody needs, like in their cars, you know?
Exactly. Until today, people asking me for those.
Yeah. I still have it hanged up in my car. Even though the smell's gone. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was called Island Coconut or Island Breeze or something.
Yeah.
People loved it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And that was something that was heartwarming because, you know, that little idea that just came out of nowhere now is something that people are looking forward to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I have that ready to give out at the further Soca Heads and other events and whatnot. And we're
Right.
going to have them on sale soon. So if you don't attend the actual event, you can just buy it online.
Right. Yeah.
After that, or the first event of this year is Soca Sleepover.
Yeah.
Amazing. You know what I mean? That first one, I have 3 a year, and this is the 8th one.
Right. So
What edition was that?
That
we did
was
Lullaby for
yes.
Caravana.
Yes.
Before that was the
Hold on.
why am I breakfast in bed?
Yes. Okay.
I should know.
Yeah.
Okay. But we did breakfast in bed.
Right.
Usually the Caravana one, the Toronto Carnival one, is food inclusive.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But this time, breakfast in bed, we made that one food inclusive.
Right.
So that was a show in itself. We had DJ Gel, Maisel as our special international guests, along with Toronto's Best, and it was a movie, man.
Yeah.
Love seeing that one come together. And then we had the biggest weekend known to our industry
Right.
in at least Toronto.
Right. Yeah.
And that is Toronto Carnival.
Yeah.
No, boy. Boy, oh boy. We're gonna talk more in depth on the new podcast.
Right.
Like I think we had an idea to do a whole like
Yes.
maybe you interview me
Yes. Yeah.
on Tsunami.
Right.
So I'm gonna go into all of that.
Right.
So from now, guys, the Up From Here podcast has a brand new platform page.
Right.
Your SoundCloud, as of right now, you don't have to make any movements.
Right.
If you're already following us, all the information is just going to be switched over, right? And with SoundCloud, the Apple Podcast will be the same. Spotify will be the same for now.
Right.
Those things will just change the name. And if you're following us already, it's cruise control. You're good to go.
Right.
YouTube, however, is a completely new platform.
Right.
Why? Because when you create a YouTube page, you have to have it attached to a Gmail account.
Yeah.
So I didn't want the Up From Here podcast being attached to the pre-lime Gmail account we made in 2016.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's that's organized in the link in the bio, the caption, whatever the case is. If you've loved this podcast, if you've gained value from this podcast, and if you've listened to us at all,
Right.
hit that link and just do us a favor. It's free. Subscribe and follow us on all platforms and just keep along the ride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Toronto Carnival.
Yes, sir.
I think. Well, how was your Toronto Carnival? Before I get into that,
It wasn't much as hectic as yours, but you know, it was still hectic. As you know, like I'm well a part of your organization, in all aspects. So just helping out, graphics and all that stuff, and on top of that, handling my own events not events, playing on different events that I was booked for. And of course, the road experience on the Saturday. So It was pretty hectic I would say from the Tuesday leading up to maybe even the next Tuesday after. Yeah. It was hectic, you know? Yeah. But it was good. I can't complain. Made some money. You know what I'm saying? That's always a good thing, right? You know?
Yeah, more times than not.
Right. But overall, it was very tiring, but rewarding at the same time.
Excellent.
So,
yeah, it's a lot that happens that week.
Yeah,
a lot. Yeah. And people also don't really factor that in when they think of us on this side of the business.
Yeah.
You guys as consumers, I get it. You got to go out, you got to do your thing. But as you said, this is a money-making weekend for us as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
And to go to event A, B, C, D, road, this, that, it takes a toll.
It does.
And those of you going to these events, that's your choice.
Right.
For us, it's not necessarily a choice if money is part of that equation.
Right.
We got to make those sacrifices and decisions, even sometimes when we don't want to.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Out of the Toronto Carnival week, I had one, probably, if not the biggest, one of the biggest events that weekend.
The biggest,
whatever you want to say. Because if we sit and crunch numbers, right. I don't know, so I can't say that with conviction, right? But I know 5,000 people was there. So
right,
that's
facts.
It's a lot of people,
right?
If not the biggest, one of the biggest.
Right.
Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Right, and that was Tsunami, which
right.
everybody should know by now. And I'm the guy that kind of is the chess player with that.
Yeah.
So as much as there's a team involved and the team did amazing, the guy who's actually making those moves, that's like where my mind is at.
Right.
And to do that for a festival size event is no easy feat at all. Right? It's not just your average game of chess. This is something serious now. Right. And I'm not the guy that has X amount of years experience in this field. I'm doing it literally as it comes up.
Right.
So every new level I reach, this is my first time getting to that level with next to no guidance from somebody who's already been there.
Right.
Right. And even if I have guidance, it's either somebody who hasn't been there or, there may be a 1-2 piece of advice, but I ultimately have to figure all that out.
Right.
I say all that to say I had a festival event that weekend, completely sold out to the point where people were begging for tickets. And I also had Soca Sleepover that weekend, the Carnival Lullaby.
Yeah.
Both sold out events. Both hit the highest numbers that each of those events have ever seen.
Right.
And that's all a testament to all of the hard work that's been leading up to this, all the hard work of the team, all of the hard work and investment that was made into those specific areas. Now, like I said, the nitty gritty and stuff, we'll do a full episode on the Up From Here podcast.
Right.
So all you guys that love Tsunami, love Busby, love JKD, and love just the platforms we have going, make sure to follow those pages. All I'm going to say about those events right now is that as much as it was amazing to see that I had the biggest, if not one of the biggest events of the carnival, boy, there's a lot that you got to deal with and a lot that comes with that position.
Right.
That I couldn't I couldn't even imagine that before actually having gone into it.
Right. Yeah.
And it's actually like, I guess disappointing would be the word. A lot of the stuff that I encountered, dealt with, and saw during that time.
Yeah.
And it was like one of those reinforcing moments. Like, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you want something so bad. You want this. I want Tsunami to. When it gets there,
right,
you got to deal with everything that comes with that.
Right.
Right. And people have known me to be a certain type of person in my 17 years of doing this. Right. And granted, a lot of new people are now going to catch on to who Busby is.
Right.
Right. I say all that to say, I do all of these different things. People are catching on to who I am, but not everybody knows who I am from 17 years ago.
Right.
Not everybody has been a friend of mine. Not everybody knows, well, this is the type of guy Busby is. This is how his heart is. Right. This is how he does business, conducts business. People don't know that. So for those people that don't know me, if you have your opinion on whatever's going on, it's a lot easier for me to like turn a blind eye.
Right, right.
But what really was the craziest to me is the people that should know me,
right,
that it's like you, for instance, the whole early bird ticket
Yeah, fiasco. Yeah.
fiasco is
Yes,
the
yes.
perfect word. I was trying to figure out a word. Fiasco, right?
Yeah.
Why would I, as the organizer of the event, knowing the rush that event has,
Yeah.
send everybody to one place to download these tickets?
Right.
Why would I like want the site to crash?
Exactly.
Why would I want these things to happen?
Right.
So as much as y'all were at home upset,
Right.
oh Buzz, why isn't this working? I don't own Ticket Gateway.
Right. Exactly.
I took preventative measures knowing that it could happen
Right.
to message them beforehand. It's like that Tyrese moment. What more do you want from me? Okay. I literally did my due diligence
Right.
more than I had to, and more than 99% of these
Right.
other guys in my field would.
Right.
Period. Right? But if you're seeing somebody who has an event of that hype and caliber,
Right.
and not only that, but somebody who's been in this, has longevity in the scene,
Yeah.
not the guy that's going to just take your money and run.
Yeah.
If I'm doing these things and you're supposed to be a supporter or follower of mine, and you literally have now either unfollowed me, stopped messing with me, stopped listening to my content, or stop anything related to Buzzbee because you missed the early bird tickets, and because you have to now spend $80 as opposed to $60,
Right.
you are that upset
Yeah.
with me? Bro, that was one of the most disappointing things I've ever seen.
Right.
And you would think a community that you've cultivated would
Right.
help raise you up in moments like that.
Right.
Which I don't want to make it all bad.
Right. Because there were some.
There was a
people-
lot of that.
Right.
There was people that messaged me like, yo, thank you for even trying. Thank you
Right.
for replying.
Right.
Nobody would do this. Nobody would do that. But the people that just, all right, I'm off Buzz now.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I couldn't get my early bird ticket.
Right.
No. This is all a scam.
Right. Right.
It's ridiculous to me what I actually saw.
Yeah.
The certain people I tried to deal with, right? I have a core team of people that I work with for specific reasons. But obviously sometimes you got to outsource that.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff I dealt with almost led me into courtrooms for no reason.
Right.
And nobody sees that side of it,
No.
right?
They just see the tsunami sign at the front. They just see
Pictures of 5,000
the
people.
bar. They just see that's it.
It was insane what I had to deal with.
Yeah.
And not everybody could handle that.
Right.
But it really brought me to a point of, do I even really want this?
Right.
If this is what it comes with. And by the way, that too is one of the biggest epiphanies I had in this whole situation. I've had my, butting heads with
Yeah.
certain people in the industry, as anybody almost would have at a certain point in time.
Right.
I butt heads with people.
Right.
And I've always, I feel like I've always come from a place of logic,
Right.
understanding, and not being a hothead,
Right. Yeah.
right? So if I'm seeing that in return, or if I'm seeing something that's not logical, then my red flags go up.
Right.
But then I start questioning these people's character. Why are you acting this way?
Right.
Why are you doing this? Why are you like this? Bro, after what I dealt with this year,
Right.
I look back and I'm like, I kind of get why
Why
these
you
guys
guys
are
are
pieces of
pieces
shit. I kind of get it now. Like, it makes a little bit of sense to me though. Because if you dealing with that
yeah.
day in, day out,
Right.
and all of these people, your
Yeah.
guards are going to be.
Up. Right.
You're going to have a different attitude towards people.
Right.
It's not no friend thing. This
Right.
is business, and
right.
we handle it accordingly.
Right.
All of this, like anytime I realize I gave, unless it's my core team, which as I said, you guys are there for a reason. If I gave even a little bit of leeway,
Yeah.
people will walk all over you.
Yeah.
And there was stressful moments where, again, I almost had to take people to court because of nonsense.
Right.
I literally had to ask every single person I could
Yeah.
if I could open up the amount of people
Right.
because of the demand.
Right.
I got as many as I possibly could and still sold the thing out.
Right.
But as I said on a previous podcast that I recently did, if I got all these people I'm outsourcing whatever item services from already know it's Carabana. So they're already upcharging me as is.
Right.
We already know how prices of everything are after COVID, post-COVID.
Right.
So I'm already being charged more than the norm.
Right.
If I come to them last minute and ask for, okay, I need this, I need extra this,
Everything.
what do you think is going to happen?
Everything goes up.
But
you need more.
I'm expected to keep the price.
Right.
At the same thing. Buzz is this, buzz is that. And this the listeners and stuff I don't even need to be explaining myself.
Right.
I'm just going through the emotions I had during that time.
Right.
But these are real things that especially a lot of people aspiring for these positions got to think about.
You're right.
Do you really want this? Because when you get it, you got to deal with everything that comes with it.
Absolutely.
And if you're not a strong-willed person, bro, sometimes I have to question that about myself. Am I?
Yeah.
Am I prepared to handle that kind of stuff? I don't know.
Yeah.
And right now it's a point of me figuring out how to pivot that.
Right.
Right? But I say all that to say, if $20 was stopping you, like some people were pissed off at me because they couldn't get an early bird.
Right.
And then had to get 80 or said, screw it, I'm not going at all.
Yeah.
If $20 was stopping you from leaving your house, okay? If you couldn't gather together that $80 to collect that ticket, that's $60, $100, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
It's the top party weekend of the year, and this is the best event, if not one of the best.
Right.
That whole weekend. If you can't muster up that money to go to that one party, that's the best.
Right.
You probably shouldn't be going out. I'm
Absolutely.
just saying.
Absolutely.
You should probably be at home figuring it out.
Right. Exactly. No, it's
I'm not even trying to be disrespectful with it. Let's be real. If you can't muster together,
it's facts though,
and you have over a month, right? Let's cancel out some of your vices.
Right.
You give up Starbucks for 3-4 weeks.
Right.
You could have probably bought that ticket.
No.
But you're valuing Tsunami like under a star. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not with it. And I was upset by that.
I mean, it's called priorities, right? You know what I'm saying? Like people have priorities, but what they should not do is diminish what you have going on for their own benefit. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know that this party was coming up. You know that this is the price. You should have been more prepared to spend that money if you wanted to go. Now that you can't go because you can't afford it, that's not our problem.
And by the way, Tsunami and the date of Tsunami is no secret. You literally have a year to plan ahead for this.
Right.
And it's beyond me when, and people will use that.
Right.
Oh, but I've been doing this for you so long. Bro, if you really boil that down, right? A lot of people, before they even pick up the phone to say, yo, Buzz, I see you're doing something amazing. I see you're doing something that's changing our culture. It has people talking. Do you need a hand?
Right.
Before our people would say that.
Right.
You coming and doing all the other stuff.
Right.
And then flaring up on social media and trying to play big. Don't play that with me. Mm-hmm. And now it leaves me like, okay, now I got to go into these parties, see these same faces. One of the worst moments for me, bro, was when we went on, I think it was a boat ride.
Okay.
And I adapt certain people that were coming on the boat. I came on the boat ride pretty late.
Yeah.
But I daps everybody walking on the boat ride because everybody was already on.
Yeah.
And after I done daps everybody, you and I think Willard came to me like, yo, that one was one of the ones talking the most craziness on social media. That one was talking. I'm there like, I'm just dapsing these people, not even thinking about it. Because I'm not on social media like that.
Right.
A lot of y'all on social media on this whole like subliminals and saying what y'all have to say. I'm not on there like that because I don't want to see none of that.
Right.
That's just affecting my, ultimately my mood and my who I am. I'm not dealing with that.
Right.
So I say that to say, bro, like I'm seeing these people now. You guys are telling me because y'all reading it.
Yeah.
But I'm just out of sight, out of mind, and tunnel vision.
Right.
I'm seeing all of this like, yo, is this really like the community that's supposed to take me to right?
Yeah.
Now, granted, you get the bad ones, but there's the amazing ones.
Right.
Because the same 2 or 3 that you guys pointed out, there must have been 10 plus that came to me.
Right.
And the problem is human nature. You tend to focus on that 1, 2 that's always talking.
Yeah.
You never focus on the larger picture of it, and the more people come into you like, yo, you're doing amazing.
Right.
And that's something I'm going to try and change. Like, as we're talking about 2024 is coming,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and change that about myself because I've noticed that in the past with other people in the industry.
Yeah.
You guys could notice it too if you really pay attention to socials.
Yeah.
If you get somebody who's like a figure in the industry and they have 300 comments, you'd probably only see them replying to like the 1 or 2 bad comments.
Right.
And it's a point of like defending your character.
Right.
Because why are these people? Most of these people don't even know
you.
me.
Yeah.
Or you or whoever it is. Right. Keep that in mind too. Most of these people don't even know your first name.
Right.
People probably have no clue what JKD stands for. Or that Busby has a first name.
Right.
You know what I mean? So these things is kind of, it's a lot of stuff I learned by touching the stove.
Yeah.
And now that I don't want to say I'm here because I still don't feel like I'm there.
Right.
A lot of people may have me in a different light because I be flying here, flying there.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, because I know my potential and where I'm going.
Right.
But even still, like looking at the landscape of things, I'm not doing a lot of what a lot of other people are doing.
Right.
But then vice versa, they're not doing a lot of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I still know I have a lot to go. And,
right.
you know, before the community would uplift that and notice that and see that, you're complaining over $20. It really shows me your priorities.
Right.
Because are you going to go to Foot Locker when your new Jordans drop?
Yeah.
And it's $280 on the price tag, and yo, nah. Yo, do me like $260.
Yeah.
You can't.
You can't do that. Unless you're JKD. I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. No, you are not.
No, but I get what you're saying. But everything you've done so far, though, I am how you're explaining it now. I see more like you took lessons from those. Like you learned something valuable from those, and going forward, that's gonna be a key in every aspect, everything that you do going forward. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta lose some supporters, but you also gotta gain a whole heap of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just life, bro. You know, I've lost some friends over this past year over stupidness, if you want to put it that way, but I also gained some new ones, right? That's gonna put me in the right path to get where I want to get.
Yeah.
And that's just life.
And I think the biggest lesson and takeaway that I've learned from the year too, and is me actually experiencing what I'm about to talk about. And that's getting your business or whatever it is to the point where you have literally filled the room.
Yeah.
There is no more room in this place for anybody else. Yeah. So if there's certain people within that room that either don't like you, say certain things about you, would leave if the price changed, the room is now that big where that starts to weed out.
Exactly.
And I literally, who's going to take you to the next level? The person complaining about $20 or the person that will literally say, I had people DM me, bro, because I'm watching the numbers. I'm a numbers guy sometimes.
Okay.
And I'm watching the numbers come through with the ticket sales.
Okay.
But $60 tickets went in seconds.
Right.
As they, it's early birds.
Right.
That was gone. But to see that as the $60 tickets were being sold, I had $100 tickets being sold at the same time. So I looked at it like, what?
Yeah.
Bro, I got a couple messages afterwards like, Buzz, like, I will normally just buy your most expensive ticket because I know how much work you put into this.
Right.
I know what you do. And these early bird prices, like, I just want to support.
And those are the people, the valuable.
Bro, that's who I want filling my room.
Absolutely.
I don't need these naysayers and complainers. I know who I am.
Right.
If you don't know my first name, come to F off social media with a commentary about me. And if you're not gonna, if you don't want to do it, or if you want to have your commentary, I'm open to that.
Right.
I have never been the, you can't say nothing about my craft.
Right.
Please tell me something.
Right.
But don't take it to social media. Y'all on this whole like, you can say whatever you want about anybody.
Right.
All right. Cool, bro.
Yeah.
Cool. Show me your tsunami and let's compare what the notes. Your tsunami is better than mine? Until you've done what I do, come off social media and come to me directly. And even better than that. If you hear me cussing. Don't worry, the new podcast is coming. We're going to stop the cussing. If you have constructive criticism for me, please, we need help here at DJ Busby Inc.
Absolutely.
I would love some help.
Right.
Y'all complaining about ticket prices. If you know where to get a stage for cheaper, if you know where to get a sound system for cheap, security for cheap, please, we definitely would like the help.
Right.
We need the help.
Right.
But until then, stop it.
Right.
And that'll probably lead, because we're about halfway through this podcast, that leads into something very important I'm about to discuss too. But what do you think of all that? I would say,
bro, you're absolutely right.
I hit the nail on the
I
head.
mean, until you've done something of substance where you can say you've done an event and you know the numbers that you're gonna have to spend. DJs are not cheap. Venues are not cheap. Until you actually do an event and actually put out and put in, please don't. Please don't.
And again, I have no problem with commentary if it's direct and respectful. If you're doing it direct and talking to me direct and Buzz, this is what I didn't like. This is what you could fix.
Right.
And if not, like, people did that with me at like I remember I went to a couple parties in Carabana.
Right.
People literally did that.
Right.
And I love that.
Right.
They literally came to me in the party. They're like, yo, Buzz.
Right.
Some of them weren't even from here.
Right.
They're like, Buzz, I know you don't know who I am. I know this and that. But I saw the tsunami and I saw, this and that. Why?
Right.
That was it.
That was it. Yeah.
And it's either I explained myself and they completely understood,
Right.
because most people don't have that knowledge.
Right.
A lot of y'all have zero clue about what it fully takes to do what happened there.
Right.
And because I sat there and explained what it is, the guy was like, yo, I didn't even realize.
Right.
And the other person, they may not have fully understood, or they may have been drunk, whatever the case. But I appreciate that more
Right.
than y'all taking to social media with your nonsense.
Right.
And my favorite thing about Tsunami, I would say, was that it completely changed the narrative.
Right.
As much as people were talking about the price and this and that beforehand, when people actually came and experienced it,
Yeah.
the reviews of that was more than I could ask for.
So let me ask you a question. Do you feel like you have to explain yourself to people?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. But I'm like, this is why the podcast is an amazing thing.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
even something back to look on, or
Right.
something to look back on, because not only can people take in the knowledge that I'm speaking about and maybe send them in a different or better, however you want to put it, path.
Right.
It's worth noting, because nobody's, like, a lot of these older guys really aren't on these platforms like this expressing what they've had to go through.
Right.
And mind you, this is just my experience.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to have this experience, but I'm sharing with you what I'm learning on the way.
Absolutely.
So as much as, I'm not really explaining, I don't feel like I'm explaining myself. I'm just kind of explaining the surrounding aspects of what I've learned.
Right.
And do I feel the need to explain? No. Because there's a lot of people that came to me that, yo, Buzz, 140, really?
Yeah.
Drunk or like with attitude?
Yeah.
I literally would just walk the other way.
Right. Okay.
Literally. Like, if it comes with disrespect,
Yeah.
I'm not having it.
Right.
I will walk the other way. I don't owe you an explanation,
Right.
nor do I care. But again, if you come up to me with respect,
Exactly. Yeah.
by all means, let's literally sit down and have the conversation.
Okay.
And I will show you. And to me, that, like, the person who is coming to you with that, with respect, will respect you a lot more for actually taking the time.
Absolutely.
That's one thing I've noticed. A lot of them would be like, yo, thank you for even taking the time to explain that to me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that. And when people sit down and really think about, like, what it takes, I'm sure you're not even checking off enough things on that list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's a lot. And, aside from those headaches, I think the biggest thing Tsunami showed me was the strength of the team that I've developed.
Right.
Y'all kicked ass when it came to doing what needed to be done. You know what I'm saying? And there were the minor issues and stuff, but we overcame that.
Yeah.
And the reviews, again, was a testament to the work that we all put together.
Yeah.
And as much as I use the analogy of chess pieces, there's a lot of work that goes into what I do.
Right.
And I would delegate Tsunami stuff to y'all, especially around Tsunami time.
Yeah.
But remember, I'm dealing with multiple different things. So doing that allows me the headroom to breathe and think about other projects. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that in itself, I can't thank y'all enough for, and y'all were amazing when it comes to Tsunami and what you guys did. I applaud you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the people out there applaud you guys too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then, we did another Soca sleepover, the Amazon edition.
Yep.
Real good.
Yep.
Good turnout. And people came in the dress code. It was dope. I love seeing
the
it.
graphics was good too.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, they were. I wish there was a course that could. Yeah. There was that.
Yeah.
And then my birthday party coming up.
Yes, sir.
/ appreciation party.
Yeah.
/ come and enjoy yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Free all night with your ticket.
Right.
Free all night. Appetizers while appetizers last.
Right.
So come early, come out, enjoy yourself. It's my birthday. But which, by the way, did you say how much was donated? Like
No, I didn't say. I didn't go
yes.
into the details. But so again, we did my appreciation party called No Name. For those in Canada, I did the graphics very similar to the No Name brand in Toronto, or in Canada, compared to the No Name brand, Loblaws, No Frills. You guys get it? So I did appreciation. It was free all night. But then maybe I would say 2 weeks after I put out the initial flyer, I decided to put an initiative behind it. So I've asked people with their free ticket if they can bring 2 non-perishable items to give back to a food bank that we're giving to. So people came out with an abundance of stuff, bro. I was actually surprised. My poor little van had to take all that food all the way back from Brampton to Pickering.
I saw the amount of food. I'm like, bro, you need help? Because this is a lot of food.
Bro, it was to the point where like the bins I bought, I had to take the bags out, put the bin in my car, and then put the bags back into the bin. That's how much food I had.
And that shows our community strength too,
Yes,
man.
yes,
And
absolutely.
everybody came with good hearts and cans of food. So
So
you're helping people eat better this season.
yes, absolutely. Because I'm not sure if people know, but a lot of food banks are bare now because of the economic times. They can't afford stuff, bro.
Yeah.
So they're going to food banks and getting food. So I want to do my part and to restock those shelves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we were able to collect, I believe it was 520 pounds worth of non-perishables.
Amazing.
Which is a lot. It's a lot.
That's amazing.
A lot. And the organization, St. Paul on the Hill, they were so thankful for that, man. So thankful. I even gave them the bins that I bought.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So
normally yearly, like I don't really talk about it every year or whatever. COVID I did because of the nature of what was going on, and I wanted to use my platform to kind of encourage.
Yeah.
So during COVID, we did a lot of initiatives that were given back to, women's shelters, food banks, and like raise serious amounts of money to give to these people. This time, my give back is going to be a little different.
Okay.
And I literally sat there trying to figure out, well, who can I give to this year?
Okay.
And that's beyond like, you see somebody sick in the industry or like a friend of a friend.
Right.
Usually 9 times out of 10, anybody that I see doing that, I have a reserve for that.
Right.
So like something happened to them and they need X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
I have a reserve for that.
Right.
Even if I don't really like you that much.
Right.
I don't like seeing people in their issues. Yeah. So I will give something to that. Yeah. This year, without getting into too much detail, because I don't like getting too crazy personal with my stuff on public platforms, but somebody extremely close to me developed cancer. And that was through all of Tsunami.
Oh, wow.
Nobody, I think you might have been the only person I knew. Yeah. And a couple other people. Yeah. Nobody knew. Yeah. And all of that was happening throughout Tsunami while I was dealing with what all I just talked about and more. Yeah. But by the grace of God, after the therapy sessions and whatnot, the chemo and whatnot, the radiation levels are showing like significantly lower.
Okay, nice.
Right? If it was at whatever number, I can't even remember the numbers. I was just so haunted by the whole thing. Okay. But if it was like 90, it's now down to like 0.99. Right. So thank God. Right. And if I'm not mistaken, it was Sunnybrook that handled the procedure and all of the treatments. Yeah. So I'm going to be donating a sizable fund to them. Okay, nice. Just as like, yeah. I don't know what I would have done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's at least something to give back in a space where it's like, okay, this helped me through that. Right. Hopefully me donating something could help somebody else.
Absolutely.
And, you know, just keep paying it forward.
Yeah.
And again, that's kind of what I encourage anybody to do, really.
Yeah.
Like, you don't do all of this for yourself.
No, absolutely.
You don't do things just for yourself.
Yeah, my mom always says it the best. Like, everything that you do, you have to have a purpose to it. You get what I'm saying? And it may not even just be money per se. You know what I'm saying? It may be time. It may be energy. So everything that you do, you have to have a purpose behind it. You know?
Absolutely. And then I guess lastly, let's talk about where we went in this world since. So where have you traveled?
So the last time I traveled was London. I think that was the last time we
London?
traveled. Yeah. London, England. I had a time. That was like, I love London. I had a time.
Me too.
It's when I came back, that's when I got the news that, you know, my wife was pregnant, and she was not too, let's just say, she was a bit upset at first because it was the news that, you know, let's just say it wasn't supposed to happen, but it's a blessing that it did. That's all I'm going to say. So when I got home, we got the news, but London was great. Let's just say that. London was great.
What's this guy talking about? That story went nowhere besides London was great.
Well, that's the only thing I remember from London, because after London, when I got home from London, that's what she told me.
Got you.
So,
Okay. London, and then
how about you?
No, you didn't. You went more than London.
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
Where
you
did I
went
go?
London. You went Barbados with Tasha.
Oh, yes, I did go.
This guy. No wonder Tasha was cheese. I'm here remembering more stuff than this guy.
Yes, I did went to Barbados for 4 days. I went.
Yeah.
That was like a little anniversary gift to Tasha.
Nice.
We went only for 4 days. And honestly, we only went there to eat food. That's pretty much it.
Was it worth it?
It definitely was worth it.
You were pissing a lot of people off. Bro, I was there that weekend. And remind me, I want to get back to the no-name story. This
Okay.
guy's crazy. That weekend, if you see people, I had a booking at, I think, Diamonds or something.
Yeah.
If you see people coming up to me, yo, what's wrong with your boy? He's just cheesing me on Instagram, posting all these nice foods from Barbados. Like, I want it. And like upset at J Kitty. I'm like, Jesus. And then to make matters worse, this is why this ties into the no-name story. Now, I remember I went to No Name, right? I was out there in Brampton in what was Calypso Hut?
Yes.
It was in Calypso Hut. And I see you were giving away what, free rum punch or something so?
$5 rum punch.
$5 rum punch he was giving away. So people had to go to the bar, pay their $5, and you get the rum punch. But I'm there mad early. This is like 10:30 p.m. And I'm wondering, why is like people coming up to me now, like saying hi, but they're like, a couple of them were pissed off at me. They're like, I'm like, what the hell? They're like, Buzz, what is this? This rum punch tastes like garbage. $5, and it doesn't even taste like there's any rum in it. So after literally like the fifth person, and two of those people were getting cheesed at me like it was my party. Like, yo, guys, okay. Understand who and whose party is what. If it's Jake and his party, that has nothing to do with me besides coming to DJ at whatever odds and ends. Any decision making like that is all him. Go to him about it. Why are you coming to me? So I bring it to JKD now, because this is like 5 people that have come to me. Said, bro, I don't know what it is, if you brought the rum punch or if they made it, but bro, bare people are complaining, and it's not even like 11:30 yet.
Right.
You know what this man turns to me and says? This guy's like, well, it's a no-name brand party, right? If it tastes like crap, it fits the brand. I said, this guy is out of control now. He's out of control. He's lost it. This guy is so crazy. Oh my God. I remember
I was dying for at least 10 minutes.
Bro, I was crying when you first said it. But then after I simmered down, I'm like, this man is waste. I went and told a couple of people that came to complain to me, they were not having that joke. And meanwhile, I'm tearing up. They're like, no, that's not right. I'm like, okay, this guy's crazy. But yeah.
But again, what are they complaining about?
But man, I don't know. I don't even know. You're waste. But I don't even. Yes, you are. That's crazy. That is crazy. And if you don't lead with that, you should have led with that. That is wild. Anyway, so very eventful 2024. Where did I go?
Bro, you went all over the world.
It seemed like it, right?
So after London, you went to...
Bro, not even that. So I think we spoke about Ghana. I did the shirt and the
Yes,
podcast and the dashiki.
Yeah.
So y'all could go revisit that.
That's where you start.
That was London.
Ghana's where you started the year off.
Oh no,
right?
sorry, Ghana.
Right.
And then was there anything after Ghana? I can't remember if there was anything after Ghana. But I remember from Toronto Carnival weekend.
Yeah.
It was like every weekend.
You were gone, yeah.
So okay, Ghana.
You went to Atlanta.
Yeah. Went to that. I believe we did a podcast and I spoke about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Atlanta was the last.
Yeah.
Then I went to Montreal for Camp Fit.
Yep.
Or we went there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a podcast about that. So yeah, Caravana, Toronto Carnival. Did the Soca sleepover. Killed it on the road with Nations. Nations won Band of the Year. Congrats to them. Carnival Nations in Toronto. Did Tsunami.
Yeah.
Y'all saw what that was.
Yeah.
Monstrous event.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have time to simmer down after that.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to cool down. It was literally that Wednesday,
gone,
packed and went to St. Martin for DJ Blaze's birthday. Bro, I guess we're doing a wrap up of the year, so I'll quickly go through these stories. But I want to be interviewing each of these people that I go and sure. Do these things with. Yeah. So with St. Martin, that was a very humbling experience. Okay. Right? Because St. Martin is a English-French island, and they are more in tune to like the radio style of music.
Yes.
Right? And top 40 as such. Yeah. But coming there with soca is a whole different ballpark. Yeah. So I remember the first event I played. Now Blaze is somebody who I hold in high regard when it comes to DJ. Yeah. So any feedback he has for me, I'll take that and value it. Yeah. The first night I played, did pretty well, got everybody dancing, made a conga line, all kind of fun stuff. Right. It was vibes. Blaze came to me, yeah, man, you did good. You did good. Okay. Bro, night number 2, it was in like a upscale type of rooftop bar. It was called Moon Bar. Okay. I just remember, bro, it was like 5 DJs. And somebody else was on, then Outkast went on. DJ Outkast from out there, and he was doing a real good job. Yeah. Had the whole party going. The party was on the dance floor. I was up next. So I go to plug in and try to continue off from where he left. Yeah. But then I took it into more of a soca vibe. Yeah. Bro.
They weren't having it.
That was one of the only times, like, it may have happened a handful of times in my career, but everybody walked off of the dance floor, bro. And I'm talking like a party with like 500 people. Damn. Maybe a little, 300 maybe. And a rooftop, like elegant looking, all white. So you could see. Right, like, people left the dance floor. Yeah. And I felt horrible. Yeah. And I was like, yo. And I remember Blaze kept telling me like, yo, St. Martin's different, bro. St. Martin's different. Yeah. And I kept asking him like, what soca or what songs do they like? He's like, don't worry. I'm bringing you up a couple days early. Just come and experience. Okay. And then when I put you on stuff, then you'll have felt it out and go forward. Right. That one party, bro. Yeah. I did not play. I played well, just not for them. Right. And I have to learn that for wherever territory that I do go. Yeah. But I'm thinking it's all soca, not realizing what it is. Right. Anyhow, so the next event now, the third event and the final booking I had out there, Soca on the Hill. Okay. Bro, it was one of the most beautiful venues I've ever been to. Yeah. Literally on a hilltop, a mountaintop where you have a ski lift taking you up to the top. Yeah. You get up there and you could overlook St. Martin. Yeah. And that was just a gorgeous, and the weather that day was perfect. Everything was amazing about that time. So again, this was now Soca on the Hill. Yeah. So this is my ballpark now. Right. So I'm now the last DJ to play. Yeah. And usually that's might be a difficult feat unless you're somebody who knows Soca, which, at least I know it enough to have handled it well. Right. Bro, I went on and I smashed that party. Right. Yeah. And I think even too, I didn't even do it at my full potential just because I had jitters from not doing so well the night before. Right. So anyway, we come down off the ski hill and Blaze comes to me and he's like, yo, he was taking me all around St. Martin, taking me to this place to get food, this place to check this person, and just showing me the ropes. And, you know, and I remember we were driving and he just picked me up from where I was staying. And he's like, yo, bro, honestly. And he talked like a little quiet voice. Yeah. Like, bro, honestly, I was real impressed with how you played last night.
Oh, wow.
He's like, not many men could come here and do what you did last night. And he was just like, I'm so shocked at how much research you did just to come and play here for that party. You know what I mean? And you were playing like French tunes and all that. Like, and he had to take a double take at the DJ. He's like, I had to look back sometimes like, hold on, Buzz?
Yeah.
He's like, bro, I was real impressed with how you DJ.
Okay.
And he was just sharing stories because he knew I felt away.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, don't feel no way. He's like, St. Martin is one of the hardest places to play for in the world. Right. He's like, I literally have sat there and watched a couple of the biggest people that you think are the biggest in your industry come here and flop. So he's like, for that to have happened to you, don't take it on too much. Right. And he was just like, bro, I was impressed. And then when I came back home and I told him everything was good, he was like, yeah, bro, I gotta organize you when next to come to St. Martin. Okay. So I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, next year, you know, I have a couple bookings internationally, but it's pretty open. We could figure something out. Yeah. He's like, bro, you talking next year? I'm talking before the year is done.
Oh, wow.
But I never latched on to that because just so much other stuff has been going on. Right. But I appreciated him for that opportunity and taking me to a whole different neck of the woods that I'm not accustomed to and learning from that as well.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't just go into any territory expecting, okay, I could just play how I always play.
Yeah.
Not everywhere is like that. And I learned that the hard way that time. Right. You know, but again, I came there I'm thinking Blaze is a small island soca guy. If he's doing a birthday weekend, that's what it's going to be full of, not realizing the dynamics of St. Martin. Yeah. Anyway, I get back from there. St. Martin, maybe 4 or 5 days, and literally right back out with you to London. Right. London, amazing as always. This was my 4th time there, 3rd carnival. Yeah. Amazing time yet again. Big up UCOM. Yes. They won Band of the Year in all 3 categories. Yeah. So it's a bit of a sign, you know. Yeah, exactly. Hopping around band to band, bands of the year. Did that. It was a movie. What was after that, man?
So that was August.
So end of August. September now. There was like a week and a half. Yeah. Flew right back out to Japan.
Yes.
Spent 9 days out there. I did not realize that Google Lens thing existed. Yeah. And that's something I very much would have needed on day 1 and 2. Right. Because, boy, when I go to these international places, like I went to Ghana earlier this year and stuff, and Dubai, etc., I like going with a fresh perspective. Yeah. I don't like having gone and researched this whole place and seeing what to do and already getting spoilers of these amazing monuments. Like, I want to have just gone and experienced it with a fresh perspective. Right. Japan, it's probably not the best of ideas, especially if you don't know Japanese. Yeah. Right? Because day 1, when I landed there and ended up at the airport, it was like a whole new world. Right. And even though they did have English, in certain, like English, Japanese, whatever, it was still difficult to navigate. Yeah. But when I really noticed it was when I went to Shibuya, which was like their nightlife area. Yeah. And that was my first night after a God knows how many hour-long flight, 19, I think. No, something, 13-hour flight.
Yes.
Bro, I'm walking around trying to find food. I could not make out one word. All I was focused on was the pictures, but then you know these places. They're cooking up something. Right. So I just left it, went to 7-Eleven like you instructed, got something small and waited till the next day. Yeah. But then I found out Google Lens. Anytime you go to these like international places, all you need to have is a reliable smartphone. Okay. Google Lens app, and you just hold it up to anything with foreign writing. Right. And it will automatically translate like live in your phone screen. Wow. You could even take a picture of it. Like, let's say you don't have the time to do all that now. Take a picture and then later on, pull it up. All right? Or if somebody posts about it, screenshot and then pull it up and it will translate word for word. Wow. So knowing that is now a huge commodity when I go to these places. Okay. So that was a big thing I learned there. But the Japanese culture, I really appreciated it. Yeah. When I think about that aspect of it is what you said, which was you would pack up and move there.
Yeah.
I would not. Okay. Definitely visit. I could never live in Japan. The amount of rules and like, it's just different. And I know you would appreciate it depending on the type of person you are.
Yes.
But for me, I just couldn't live like that. And then like, I found the people were really nice.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people were asking me, did I experience racism down there?
Yeah.
And although maybe I did, and I just didn't know.
Understand, yeah.
But majority of the people, like, they would hold doors open for you,
yeah.
like laugh with you, giggle with you, make jokes. Like, they were nice people overall.
Yeah.
And I was very happy to see that. So, you know, like the culture they have going on there, and we have to give them credit because the way they do their stuff,
Right.
there's a lot less of this mass shootings that we see all over here.
Absolutely.
A lot less of these robbing Best Buys of 60-inch TVs and jewelry stuff. Like, you don't see that over there.
Yeah.
And a lot of that stuff is because it's a very cut and dry, like,
Yep.
no tolerance.
Right.
You do this, you are going to jail for 5 to 10 years or life. Whatever a degree of penalty it is for whatever crime you did.
Right.
There is no tolerance out there.
Yeah.
And people need to understand that. Like, over here, it's a slap on the wrist more times.
Yeah.
Until you do something very serious. But Japan overall, I appreciate the culture. I really enjoy the food. The ramen itself, love the ramen.
Right.
Especially when you find the right one. Cause don't just go to Japan and feel you could walk in any store and get some nice ramen. You got to know where to go. And if you are going to Japan or coming with us next year to Soka in Japan, if you're coming with us to Japan, the places to go, what was it again? You know them. You're the one that told me them.
Ippudo.
So that was my first favorite.
That was your first favorite. Your second one was
Ichiran.
Yeah.
Ichiran.
Yeah.
That was both of those are very good.
Those are the top two,
in
my opinion.
And Ichiran, you could they have ramen that you sell. You know what I found out too?
What?
Crazy enough, as we're talking about Japan, the pack noodles, the instant noodles from those establishments. So like a Ichiran, but I think Ippudo was the one I found this out about.
Yeah.
You know they spent 20 years making that?
Making the recipe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And trying to perfect that enough so that it beats in the store.
Oh yeah?
That I think that's the thing behind it.
Okay.
Ippudo.
Okay.
It's like a bowl that they made.
Yeah.
The guy I was watching on YouTube, he said they spent 20 years making this to make sure every flavor was right. And they worked so hard on it. Their goal was to beat what you could buy in the stores.
Okay.
And it's crazy because that one pack of soup is like $8 US.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you really like, unless you get it there.
Right. Right.
But $8 US versus like going in the store. Yeah, it's a different experience, but the food and the taste, nah, bro. Some of these instant noodles they be making out there is like, yo, this is like restaurant quality.
Yeah,
this is amazing.
Right.
You know, and I gotta say, big up the whole Soka in Japan team. Definitely gonna have a podcast with a few of them.
Okay.
That I met over on that trip.
Yeah.
And it's something I really noticed in that trip too. That's something that is going to be added to this platform, which is that I am going to be going on a lot of these international journeys.
Yeah.
But there's people that I may get to be with in those places that either never come here or rarely come here.
Right.
So while I'm there, it just makes sense to have a camera set up, a couple mics, and at least get content.
Right.
You know? So I say all that to say, like, the people I met there and the people I worked with, that was one of those moments that it gave me a better feeling about our industry.
Yeah.
It wasn't no dog eat dog. It wasn't this one's better than this one. That was one trip where I felt like everybody worked together.
Okay.
Everybody was cool with each other. Yeah, there may have been little things here and there, but it was nothing to even talk about.
Right.
Everybody worked as a team, and it reflected.
Right.
Bro, that was one of the only places, not only, I shouldn't say, that was one of the places where, like, I have gone to, played, and the people that came up to me after that and gave, like, their sentiments of how I played, how they liked it, it was mind-boggling.
Right.
Almost like, it definitely was over 10 people individually. And there was 2, like, grandmas, literally, that pulled me aside at breakfast. And all of these people were just like, yo, the way that you played, like, and the grandmas too, one of the grandmas I posted on Instagram, she was like, yo, I haven't gotten up and danced like that in 20 plus years.
Wow.
And just because of how you were playing and the way that you, and Maul sitting at the breakfast table with me, listening to these ladies firsthand.
Right.
And he's like, "Yeah, bro, I almost started to tear up." They weren't even talking to me.
Right.
But like, it was just affirmation to show like, it depends where you are, where that people see your value.
Yep.
Right. And then that leads me to my next international gig. So remember, this is Toronto Carnival, St. Martin, London, Japan. And I want to say big up the whole Soca in Japan team, Japan Soca Weekend team. They were very accommodating and the whole time was amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely going to make my way back there in 2024. That leads me to Miami Carnival.
Right.
Right. I felt praised in Japan.
Right.
And I'm not talking like a bunch of Japanese people came.
Yeah.
This is like for those of you that don't know, it's a Soca Weekend type of experience where they'll sell packages and you fly out to these excursions that they have set up. So we visited like temples and saw different historic, parts of Japan that we could. So they set all that up. But I say all that to say that was like a close knit. It felt like family. Like we're all like here as a team.
Yeah.
Miami, you're literally just like one of the many, unless you're one of the top guys.
Right. Yeah.
And to try to like weasel your way around and try to find that sense of like developing a community and knowing you're playing well to the point where people will remember you.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that in Miami.
Did you feel that last year?
No, but last year I didn't even really have gigs.
True.
I only had the one booking with the band.
Oh, right.
And that was just because they took a chance on me.
Right.
So funny enough with that, big up Pleasures Mass. Love that whole team. They're very nice people.
Yeah.
Pleasures Mass, last year, they brought me on as just a regular DJ.
Yeah.
And Shal Marshall is part of that band because he's the nephew of the guy that owns it.
Right.
And I remember Shal calling me after that Miami Carnival, and he gave me a little insight to their roundtable discussion and postmortem discussion on what happened. And Shal was telling me, like, no, bro, like, everybody was talking. And Shal was like, I said this. I'm like, Busby was the most impactful person out of anybody that we had in the band.
Right.
And everybody's coming and busting these big prices on them and this and that. But Busby came humble first time, and he was the one that had the biggest impact on the whole band.
Right.
So next year now, which is this 2023, I was designated to play for the stage.
Okay.
Now, playing for the stage, you play specifically for when you're crossing that stage.
Yeah.
You could get a playtime outside of that, but for that period of time, you're basically dedicated to the band.
Right.
So when I got word that was going to be my role, the band leader calls me.
Yeah.
He's like, Busby, what's going on? We just make small talk.
Yeah.
And he's like, boy, this is something special. I'm like, special? What do you mean? He's like, last year was your first year in the band. You're fresh. You were new. This year you have the most important role as a DJ.
Right.
And I valued that. I loved it.
Yeah.
And no, sorry, this conversation was after everything that took place. So I did well, right? And he has that conversation with me after the parade, when I reached back home from Miami.
Okay.
So a couple days after Miami Carnival, we started seeing the results come out. I see they had band of the year, this and that.
Different
and then
awards.
one of them was DJ of the year.
Right.
So it was me DJing and Shal Marshall MCing.
Right.
When I see the results, I see DJ of the year, Shal Marshall. I said, yeah. Now, granted, was I looking for it? Did I even know this competition existed? Do I care? No. But I say all that to say, if you're playing for the stage, nobody really knows who it is.
Right.
And I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna go play for your band.
Yeah.
And DJ Busby.
Right.
I'm gonna let y'all thrive. This is your moment.
Right.
But the sheer fact that Shal won that award, and I told this to the band leader on the phone.
Right.
I'm like, I appreciate that you see it that way, and I love that, you're even giving me that responsibility.
Yeah.
And I don't mind doing that. Right? But if that's all that I'm gonna do, to be honest, I don't want that position.
Right.
And he was there like, but what are you talking about? People beg me for this spot. Like, DJs normally want to play for the stage because that's the biggest moment.
Right.
I'm like, bro, no.
That doesn't matter.
That's not, like, I'm going there to make a name for what I'm doing aside from our mutually beneficial situation.
Right.
That's where it benefits me.
Right.
But if I'm playing for your stage and Shal is winning,
Right.
that should be a testament that nobody's paying attention to what's going on.
Right.
And I didn't even think about the competition when I was doing what I was doing. I was just doing it.
Right.
Nor do I think there's any real credentials to get that prize. So I'm not even worried about that. But that was just to show, like, nobody's really focused.
Right. Yeah.
So that was the feeling I had then.
Okay.
And then in all the other parties, you're now dealing with all the other DJs, playtimes, egos. People are more comfortable with certain guys in certain time slots because they've been tested and proven.
Right.
They're battle tested, so to speak. But me coming out of, left field now to a lot of these guys, because they don't know me.
Right.
They don't have proper placement for me.
Yeah.
So I'm either getting early sets or,
Right.
And is that really valuable for me? Because on top of these things now, I hired Maul to come to these events and videotape me.
Right.
And even then, like, we've all noticed Instagram has been taking a hit these days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at your top whoever that's posting, you could see they most likely turned off likes.
Right.
And those things is like, okay, I'm now investing to try to better my brand, but it's not really getting the engagement it needs.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the chances I need to get the footage to be as amazing as it could be.
Right.
Like, all these factors played in, and that was a depressing trip for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
And especially having come off the high of Japan,
and then
it was like a low in Miami, even though that was amazing in terms of bookings, money-wise, amazing.
Right.
That more than paid for my trip. Plus, I was able to pay for what I could pay for Maul.
Right.
That part of it, amazing, but I'm not doing it just for that.
Right.
So until I have the other stuff figured out, I kind of got to pick and choose where I go.
Right.
And at the same time, just kind of assess, okay, this place, it might be better for my career if I go down this road or whatever the case. Or maybe I should ask for things as opposed to just going and expecting it to be done.
Right.
So definitely I say all that to say a lot of ups and downs this year, a lot of learning this year. And, I think we'll close off the podcast because this is going to be the last one of the year, the last one of the People's Podcast, and the transition moment to the Up From Here podcast, right? I don't know if you want to speak on, I guess, where the trajectory of your, like, what you're doing or what you're thinking of changing in terms of how you're doing business and stuff.
I think we can wait till
new episode,
but to be honest, where my life is right now and all the things that have come into my life, I'm actually going to be putting aside the event stuff as a whole.
Yeah.
And more focusing on my graphics, because that's my love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The graphics is my love. I also want to introduce, I want to start teaching as well. So I'm going to be doing graphic courses and whatnot and see how that does, right?
Right.
In life, you got to pivot in certain aspects. You got to pivot if something that is not really fulfilling and not rewarding. You got to pivot, and this is my pivoting moving right now. So that's where I am.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we came to that roughly around the same time.
Yeah,
because I was telling you, I just shared a little glimpse of what was going on with me that time.
Yeah,
and I had to say to myself, like, is this really what I want to do?
Yeah,
is this the road that I want to go down? Yeah, it looks amazing and this and that, but all that came with it, is that really what I want to be doing?
Right.
And I had to come to that epiphany. Like, when it comes to the events and stuff, like, I think I'm just way too deep into Tsunami to just like put that off to the side, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And even stuff like Soca Sleepover, I can't really just, like, people will ask questions, and especially Tsunami, that's not something I could do. But refocusing my other time, you know what I mean? And I found going to a lot of these gigs that are like weekly reoccurring gigs, it's not worth my time. And as much as you could get, a paycheck here and there, you have people asking you to bring down your price that you've earned. You have people giving you less than what you've quoted because they didn't do well. None of that stuff is my responsibility. And on top of that, I have to go into those events with that anxiety and then feel like, okay, am I even going to get paid? And then sometimes I don't even like who I'm there working for. I don't want to be here.
Let's be real. Yes.
I do not want to be here. But now I've had to literally, like, tunnel vision and isolate my time. So a lot of gigs I've had to, I'm sorry, I'm unavailable.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm busy. And like you, it's zoning in on my passions and creating content around those.
Yeah.
So I love DJing despite me not wanting to go to said party. I love DJing.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've learned so many tips over the years that I could teach that.
Yeah.
So I'm building a course, the DJ Network. Not even a course. That's just free content online. Right? But that's kind of like the fishing rod.
Yeah.
And then when I have the free content, now I could develop something where like the exclusive content or like the stuff that might take you a really long time, I could sell as a commodity. Right. And then I have my own course in development as well for planning events.
Right.
It's pretty safe to say that I could throw an event.
Yeah.
I know how to bring out people and I could teach people the thought process behind those things.
Right.
Now, if you buy my course, are you going to have Tsunami with 5,000 people on your first event after taking my course? No.
Right.
That is not how these things work.
Right.
But if you put into practice what I'm going to teach,
you could get
it'll change things.
Yep.
And I'm sure everybody could appreciate better overall content.
Absolutely.
So the reason for doing that, and it goes in all aspects, not just for the person throwing it.
Yeah.
I now get to look at Instagram and see, okay, this person put thought into this event instead of calling it Hard Fit Part 10.
Right.
Okay. There's that. The crowd is now rewarded because people are actually putting more effort into just the event than just putting out a flyer and hoping people come out.
Right.
There's thought behind it.
Right.
Even with the DJ Network, DJs now can get better at their craft just by simple things that I teach.
Right.
And that's a benefit to not only the DJ because they're getting better,
but
the people in parties are now benefiting from that because they're hearing a better DJ.
Right.
So it's helping the whole ecosystem. All this gatekeeping and stuff, I'm not about it.
Yeah.
Right? But there's that. And just in general, I have other projects that I haven't even released yet. This project that you guys are watching here, Up From Here podcast, is something that I'm passionate about. Working tirelessly behind the scenes with that and just studying the different, methods of podcasting. My people. So like all the people on my team, all the people like my parents, even Amaris, my niece, I've focused on, I guess, everybody and either asked or seen where their strengths are and encouraged them to take advantage of those strengths and build their own DJ Busby Inc.
Right.
This doesn't have to, people always say, yeah, I want to build this and then put everybody, give everybody everything.
Right.
But you give everybody everything, that's not really helping them. Because what if something happens to you?
Exactly.
The best way to go about it is to teach everybody everything and let them figure out their own thing. And then they take that and teach their loved ones and stuff. I know my parents, I put them both onto having their own shows on like YouTube. Ooh. So like Deli, I've had him come and film my mom cooking. Right. My mom clearly is good at cooking. Right. Okay. Yeah. My mom cooking. My dad doing gardening. Yeah. Things that they are good at and are passionate about. And they're retired, having them do those things, making their own businesses. Right. My sister, doing her own help, helping women, youth, etc. Anything that, even because her passion was nursing. Right. And we all know how that business is. Right. You know what I mean? And it's getting worse by the day. Yeah. So I've always encouraged your graphic design. Yeah. Willard talking to people. Skippy now with Excel. Right. Even Deli with the videography. Like he's killing it. Right. He just came from filming an actual movie. Right. Something that y'all probably gonna be watching in Cineplex one day. Right. Farm. You know what I mean? Right. Y'all about to see Farm just now. and we'll save him for episode 1. But we're gonna do some testing just now. Farm. He has a whole project coming under the umbrella of what we're doing here, the podcast. Yeah. It's amazing. And that's like where my time is at, is developing these things that could liberate and uplift my community. Right. I don't need to be going to this gig for y'all to take down my price and have me coming out of my bed that I don't necessarily want to leave. Right. Yeah. Or the comfort of my home. Right. I'm going to focus my time on my people and my projects. And that's kind of where my head is at. Good. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so happy like cutting out the nonsense and the noise. Yeah. And just getting to a place of like doing stuff that has purpose. Going out every weekend,
It gets tiring, man.
it vary. And this again, it's the faces, the anxiety of who you're seeing.
Right.
All of that is very exhausting. So I'm in a better space, and I could see you are too. And 2024 is just gonna be the start of something monumental
Absolutely.
for all of us. You know what I mean? And 2023, I think that's a wrap. You know, this is the official end of the People's Podcast.
Yes.
And the official beginning of the Up From Here podcast.
Yep.
We appreciate everybody that's been rocking with us. We appreciate everybody that's been, you know, in our corner, everybody that supports us. And, you know, those of you that continue to support us. We appreciate you, and we just kindly ask anything that we do, it's free to hit the share button.
Yeah.
It's free to follow, and it's free to just be engaged. Come in the comments, whatever the case is, post on your socials. It's free to help us out, help the community.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's all, folks. I hope that was a nice little end of year, beginning of new year podcast just to wrap up 2023 and start up 2024.
Yes, sir.
So with that said, I know you guys are listening to this over the holiday season, and I want to thank you guys even for being here this hour and change since we started. And I just want to say thank you guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys, and we can't wait for the new platform.
Yes, sir.
So until 2024, have a happy holidays. Stay safe. Say I love you to your loved ones. Show your loved ones you love them, and just spend the most time you can with them, because tomorrow's not promised.
Absolutely.
And that's it, y'all. We signing out.
Peace.